because I'm thirsty. I'm very thirsty. Come on. Here's our first customer. Taste it. Taste it, rainbow. Thirsty. Where are you? Where are you? Taste the rainbow. One more. Chicken rainbow. Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to, you big, beautiful, bouncy babies of... I don't know where I've gone. I'm alliterated my way into a corner there. I've gone with B's, and I've just run flat out of things to say. But this is Bootcamp. Oh, there we go. There's another B. Jeez, I'm on fire today. The lyrical gangster. Today we're going to talk about mistakes. This is actually a game I had last night. Like, I'm about to jump on an airplane. This is a game I had last night, just after the patch dropped. And I want you to understand, have a little bit of a, give me a little bit of leeway here, because the sound is screwed at the moment. The difference between where the footsteps is coming from and the minimap is showing where the footsteps are coming from, it's just bizarre. And the sound of the footsteps, it's all over the place. There's a bit of a bug going on. And this is absolutely unintentional. It will get changed, or at least as far as I know, that's the case. And I want to walk through this game and talk about the errors I make. I'm not worried about saying, hey, I did lots of damage and all that. There's one of those games coming. Don't worry. I had a monster game with Snake, my biggest damage since back in the day. But we capture another Bootcamp human there. I want to talk about the things I do wrong. And particularly because this is third person. Now, this is the biggest thing I do wrong here is I aim very poorly. And we just basically pre-fire and spray him down. Now, that's not really a mistake. That was completely intentional. It's one of the reasons why you can see me running AKM and QBZ. I often do this. I'll run double AR for the sticky part of Bootcamp, because you run into solo versus squad, multiple targets, and what will happen is they'll push on you. You'll put a clip out and they think you're out, and they'll push on you again, and then suddenly you're like, hello, say hello to my other little friend, which is an AKM, and they really don't like that. You can see I'm tracking footprints there, and that's all well and good, but the sounds of the footprints was coming from my left, and you can't quite hear it because obviously there's a bit of music going in the background. We're having a nice, cool time. Third person peeking is where it's at. This though is, I'm a little bit hesitant here. If I had have actually been quicker here, this would have been a kill down the end here by the fence line, but I take so long getting out there that someone else turns up, and I'm going to push that guy. I want to get myself in a position so that when he comes squealing around the corner, I've got a really nice overlook on him. And third person peeking, that's exactly what we get. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Clear Igor. And there is someone down on that fence line still. So we're going to go for an overlook up top. I've only got a 2x scope. I can see him, but I'm worried about peeking. I'm checking the windows on the left. I'll finally have a look. Hit him once, 2 times, but I left it too late. Should have been more aggressive there. Far more aggressive. This is where it freaks out. I wonder if you can hear the footprints. Hear the footsteps. Footsteps are on my right. The sounds of the footsteps are on my left. It was just really confusing. Really, really confusing. I had an instance last night at school where there was a Chinese guy and me running round and round in circles for like 5 minutes, trying to find each other. And the sounds and the footsteps, this is directly after the patch, and the sounds and the footsteps were in different areas, and we just could not get it together. It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. Now, third person peeking is pretty ridiculous. I mean, look at that. And I actually do quite like this passage of play. This is unlike me. This is a more stealthy approach where I'm actually going to use... You can see, I can see him as he's over there. So I know he's in that area. He's looting through that area there. And there's multiples. I can hear footsteps again on the left. There he is. There's a guy up there. Now I try and peek out here, but this box is going to be in the way. So I have to fully expose myself, and I don't want to do it with that guy on my right. So what I do is I push over to the other side. So if he sees me as well, I will then be able to obviously get some cover from the building on my left, on my right. And then I'm back here, and I'm looking for this guy to see. There he is. I can see he's still looting up that side of the compound. So we're going to race and chase. And I like the way that I'm actually using cover, but I'm taking too long. You can see I'm not taking that Kar 98. I'm sticking with double AR. It is absolutely one of the best strats that I've ever come across for boot camp. Have 2 ARs in your kick bag. Sure, when you've finished everything, grab your QBU if you can get it. I like the QBU, or I pass up an M24 in this game actually, or the Kar 98. Whatever you want. But take your time and use double AR. And QBZ, I just love the QBZ on this map. I think it's pretty tremendous. And that's 8 kills, and there's still gunfire going off in the middle there. So we're going to go and investigate that. Good coffee. Now, I wanted to show you this specifically, because this is a terrible entry. Absolutely terrible entry. This is not how you push. This is it's 12 midnight, and I couldn't be asked doing it properly push. Number one, I'm going to run across the bridge. The reason that's horrible is it makes a specific sound. Listen. When you hit the top of that bridge, you hear a specific metal noise. So they know the direction I'm coming from. They know how I'm getting there. They know what level I'm on. If they had been anywhere near a window there, I was stone cold dead. Again, the footsteps and the minimap are out of sync. I'm checking because I can hear someone here on the left, just making sure he doesn't turn up. And then we're going to knock his mate. I'm going to wait for him to start pushing down. Leverage that knock into a double kill. Happy days. Now, we got fairly lucky there. If they had been in one of those windows, just one of those guys had been in one of those windows, there's every chance that I was let's just say a stain on the sidewalk. Here we go now. We've got 10 kills. We're moving along. Things are looking okay. I run the ridge line. Okay, now this is something that I think is really good for Sanhok. It helps you a lot with dealing with snakes. It's not a guarantee, but if you are going to be running Sanhok and you do this, I would strongly recommend it. You can see how I move from rock to rock. And what that means is if there is someone in the grass or there's someone up here in cover and they get the first shot at me, I will instinctively pull away from where they're firing and back around the other side of the hard cover, which will give me a chance to maybe get a heal off, maybe return fire, stay alive basically. And hard cover to hard cover is what it's all about. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not happy with my aim here. I get an easy first shot, miss the headshot, and then I miss a real sitter of a second shot as well, which is a real pain in the ass. And then that was always going to be tough. You know, that's like, what, I don't know, 70 meters, 75, 100 meters, something. Yeah, it's nearly 100 meters. Like, that's a long way away. This is one of the things I hate about third person. It rewards the guy that's sitting and is against the guy that's pushing. But I take that out of the equation by doing a massive big jump. Now the rest of his squad turns up here. This is pretty awesome. Watch this bloke coming to get his buddy. I love this guy. This guy is the best. It's like, I got you, man. I got you. No, you really don't. You really didn't think that through. I love him. You are the MVP. And then because he's hiding from me on the other side, I'm just going to blow his car up and that'll get rid of him. And then I don't have to worry about him telling them what I'm up to. I hate, loose lips sink ships. I can't see these guys yet. This is a big mistake. Never do this. There is no reason for me to do this. Absolutely no reason. I put the smoke down there to try and distract them, and then I'm going to peek right and just make an absolute... But because I pulled back first, like, just massive potato. It was late night, guys. What can I tell you? The worst thing is, after I do it, I stay peeking, which is just ridiculous. I mean, the zone is coming in to push them. That is just the most ridiculous way of doing it. And then because they're prepared for it, one of them is waiting at the back. I have to knock the first one. I get a heal off, and then I'm going to clear the second one. But that's now put me in immense jeopardy. And I would suggest that that is the reason why I struggle from here on in. Now, that's put me behind the blue line, right? it's also put me a good 438 meters from the next zone. So while I'm looting up and getting a hold of everything, I've got to run, and I've got to run into the zone. And there's been lots of combat to the east 15, east 30 here. So I know there's a full squad up here. And that's why, there you go, it's off again. That's why these little errors often cascade into big game-changing things. Like you think, hey, that's cool. That was a really cool squad wipe. You got 4 of them, a bloke came up in a car. That's going to make wonderful content. And it is good. I like that. But at the same time, again, hardcover to hardcover. Like hardcover to hardcover. It means that I'm running in on the zone line in the next one. I don't have a lot of good choices. I don't get panicked so much as I just run out of options and end up taking an option that's not too cool. The best thing I could have done here, I reckon, is taken that UAZ that you can see down there on the right and driven all the way around the other side of the zone. Because that way, I wouldn't be running in on a zone line to a squad, a full health squad, that seem to know what they're doing. They're clearing people, if you've watched the kill feed, and I wouldn't get kind of screwed. So I do start heading over that direction. You can see that's the thought process. But then I look at the map and I realize that that is actually the deep side of the circle. So the blue line is going to come in quicker over there. And if I get stuck, it's going to engulf me. So I come back to try and run the short side of the circle. And I don't know why, because it's Sanhok. And Sanhok, the circle moves slower. It just does. And there's actually plenty of space there for me to get across and around that squad. And indeed, running back left is not only going to take me through this squad that's in front of me, it's going to take me through Paradise Resort. It's, I don't know, bad move in my opinion. And it's a really silly thing for me to have done. And it put me hard up against the zone line underneath a mountain where there's a full squad. And then I got some cowboy that I'd managed to get there. Like, watch me run from hardcover to hardcover again. This is just something you need to ingrain in your gameplay. It is so much better to do it like this. You can hear them up the top of the mountain there, plick, plick, plicking away. And there's a guy down here in the houses at the bottom right. And rather than recognizing that there is a full squad up there that is going to wreck him, he comes charging out at me, despite the fact I got up here without having to worry, right? I got up here. I shouldn't be here. I should have been further around the circle, but I got here, right? I got here. Safe and sound. I'm inside the circle. I'm behind hardcover. I can wait. These guys, no. The genius here is with all the all the tactical awareness of a punch in the face. So everyone that was over there that decided to just rush into me and ignore the guys at the top of the hill is dead. The guys at the top of the hill coming down, I get one, but there's a bunch of them, you know, and they were waiting for me. It was interesting, isn't it? You go back to these things and you pinpoint where it went wrong, and screwing around and making bad choices on the zone line, man. Even after all this time and all the thought that I put into it, I basically went to voice chat and I said to these guys, "What the hell was that guy doing down the bottom of the hill? Well played," etc. You make these mistakes and you're like, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking?" It just, you knew that was a bad idea. And then what about this bloke? He rolls up in the combi. He's another bloke who ran out of good things to do. I love this game. Look after yourselves, boys and girls. And as always, stay safe on the battlefield. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/thebushka. Until next time, look after yourselves. Bye for now. Eat your veggies. Nice to your mum. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.